Hello folks, it's J. Ramey here, J.K. Ramey, attorney at law, coming to you from the Know Your Rights bunker here in fabulous Tulsa, Oklahoma. I am a lawyer. I am licensed in the state of Oklahoma. I am licensed in the state of Kansas, up to our north. I am licensed in the federal court for the Northern District of Oklahoma. And I'm licensed in two Indian courts, the Cherokee Nation and the Muskogee Creek Nation. Been doing a lot of cases there in the past couple of years. Okay, so this is Know Your Rights episode 23. Out of the car, Ramey! So, this Know Your Rights, it's turned into a three-part series. The first one was Know Your Rights episode 21, where I just talked about, it was called Out of the Car or Long Hair, where I talked about the law, about do you have to get out of your car or not when a police officer commands you. So I recorded that like on September 7th, 2024. I was editing, if I can say the word. I was editing it the next day on Sunday, September 8th. And that's when all the blow up over Tyreek Hill being pulled over and dragged out of his car. I don't think we're supposed to say drug. We're supposed to say dragged. Okay. And then the body cam came out of the Tyreek Hill case. And so I made another Know Your Rights, episode 22, which was Out of the Car Tyreek. So you should go back and watch those two episodes before you watch this one, because it'll make more sense. So I'm making this one third part of the series, and then we're going to move. The next video I'm going to make is going to be about something else. Because I hope I'm not beating a dead horse, but I had some more thoughts about this whole Tyreek Hill episode that I want to talk about. The first thing is, some people have been saying, Tyreek should have obeyed commands. Tyreek should have been nice to the officer. Tyreek this, Tyreek that. You know, all these bootlicking, what we call the bootlicking cop sycophants, you know, that bow down to the police and think they're our overlords and our masters. Okay, maybe Tyreek could have been a little bit nicer. Maybe he could have rolled okay, let's just go right into the window. The whole thing with the window. He rolled the window down all the way, gave the cop his license, insurance, whatever else was in his hand. He figured the cop was going to go back and write the ticket. So he rolls his window up. As I've said before, I know I've done that when it's been cold outside. When I've been pulled over, the cop goes back and I've rolled the window. If it's like 30 degrees outside, and so that cop tells him, so he rolls it down 2 inches, and that's when they start yelling at him. Dragged him? Is it dragged him or drug him? I don't think we're supposed to say drug. We're supposed to say dragged. He dragged him out of the car. So look, I don't know any case law. I don't know any statutory law that says you have to roll your window down all the way. You have to roll it down more than 2 inches. I don't know anything. And I've never had a case where someone was charged with a crime for not rolling their window down or just rolling it down a couple inches. Now, I talked about this before in the previous episodes, the 2 previous episodes where we talked about this. And if you don't get out of the car, they charge you with obstructing a police officer. So I have had cases where they've charged somebody with a crime for not getting out of the car. Never had a case where they charged somebody with a crime for not rolling the window down or only rolling it down a couple inches. Never heard of a case where someone else had a case like that in Oklahoma. Never seen any case law in any other state. But as we talked before in the previous 2 episodes, I think I'm repeating myself. Again, if you don't get out of the car, they're going to charge you with obstructing. If you were to roll the window down and they command you to roll it down more than 2 inches and you didn't, they would probably charge you with obstruction. And we looked at this in the last episode or last couple episodes. And it's so general, it could cover anything. This is Oklahoma law. Now, I'm sure there's other states that may have something different, probably something similar. I doubt there's an exact law that says you got to get out of the car or else it's a penalty, or you got to roll your window down or it's a penalty. Anyway, obstruction in Oklahoma is any person who willfully delays or obstructs any public officer in the discharge or attempt to discharge any duty of his or her office is guilty of a misdemeanor. And if it just says that generally you're guilty of a misdemeanor, carries in Oklahoma from 0 to 1 year in county jail, and I think a fine of $0 to $1,000. And then it just goes on to say, because this kind of came up in the Tyreek Hill case too. It's just another sentence that they added about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I was good to see our legislature in Oklahoma add it. Nothing in this section shall preclude a person from recording the activity of law enforcement in a public area, as long as the recording activity does not delay or obstruct the law enforcement agent in his or her duties. All right. I don't see any problem when after Tyreek gave him the license and assumed he was going to go back and write the citation, rolling the window up. Tyreek said he didn't want people because the game's getting ready to start. People are walking, and you see them on the sidewalk walking to go to the game, and people are driving by to go park. He didn't want people looking, oh, Tyreek Hill's in trouble, this and that, so he rolls the window up. Big deal. He rolled it down, gave him his license. Big deal. And the other thing is when that cop first came up, what does a cop usually do when they first come to your car? I'm Officer so-and-so, I'm Trooper so-and-so, Oklahoma Highway Patrol. You know, sometimes maybe even in a friendly manner. How are you doing today, sir? Well, okay. Well, actually, I always say I'm not okay now that I got pulled over. As long as they're being polite. Anyway, what does that cop say? The first thing he says, why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Rather than introducing himself in a friendly manner. And of course, what would be the answer to some cop saying, why don't you? Well, I wanted to say this. When some cop gets off a motorcycle and comes up to your car and is worried about you not having a seatbelt, then it's not about safety. It's not about nothing but power and control. Some guy gets off a motorcycle worried about your seatbelt. There's a meme going around on Facebook for years about that. It's about, it shows a motorcycle cop walking up, or maybe at the window if someone is pulled over and worried about a seatbelt. Give me a break. But anyway, what will we say if some cops that immediately start saying, why don't you ever see a seatbelt on? The answer to that is, I'm not answering any questions, and I want to talk to an attorney. Okay, so, and I don't know, Tyreek was worried about, don't knock on my window. He's saying, don't knock on my window like that. Look, you can tell a cop, don't knock on my window. You can tell a cop anything you want. And in fact, we're getting ready to watch a video here in a minute. You can cuss them out. You can tell them where to go. As long as you give them your license and sign the ticket, you don't have to be friendly to them. You can call them every cuss word you want. They cussed at him. So these cops are all worried about the window being up. And then when he told them to roll it down, he rolled down a couple inches. And then that's when the cop said, okay, you get out of there. You just get out of there. Now, here's the biggest thing that no one, all the cops sycophants and all the bootlickers and all that are I guess they think this, what was his name? Danny Torres, I wrote it, Miami-Dade police officer Danny Torres. He was the worst one of them all. He's the one that actually went hands-on and, is it drug or dragged? Dragged him out of the car. Mr. Danny Torres thinks he's a big, tough man. Real big, tough man. And I'll get into that here in a minute. But, so it was only 8 seconds. 8 seconds from the time they told him to get out of the car until they went hands-on and were grabbing it. Maybe 6 seconds till they were like trying to force the door open. So what? He wasn't moving fast enough for big Danny Torres, the big tough man. See, that's what this is all about with this Danny Torres guy. The main officer. They were all thugs and bullies, But this Danny Torres guy, he was, he thinks he's gonna be a tough man. I'm gonna show how tough I am. Everyone's gonna think I'm a badass because I can drag people out of their car and throw them down the ground. And then after, when he's going to, Tyreek's fellow players on the team, there were 2 of them stopped. Like, what's going on? He's like, you get out of here, you get back. It's all that big tough man stuff. I'm a big tough man. I was a loser in high school, and no one respected me, and now I got that badge and that gun. I'm a big, tough man. Big man. Big man. Let's get into this video I want to watch. It's about 5 minutes long. I seen this video, I don't know when, a long time ago. And it was made in, it says there on the video, I think 92, you'll see it. I'm sure some of you have seen it. It's Trooper Stephen Murray of the Maine Highway Patrol or Maine State Police or whatever they call it up there. He pulled this guy over, and then and he writes him up a ticket, and he goes back to the car, and the guy just yells at him, cusses at him, and snatches things out of his hand, and Trooper Murray just stays calm. Trooper Murray could have dragged him out of the car, beat him down to the ground, pepper spray, to be a tough man, like Danny Torres, so how tough he was. But Trooper Murray, now, who do I actually respect, Trooper Murray or big man Danny Torres? I respect Trooper Murray. He just doesn't, he doesn't have to show how tough he is by beating up the guy in the car. We don't know what his name is. By the way, I will put a link to the raw video of Trooper Murray pulling this guy over in the, the comments or whatever, down below of this video. And that's where I didn't even know the guy's name was Murray. It said in the comments of that video that his name was Murray, Maine State Police or whatever, and it says a little bit about what happened during this traffic stop. And I had seen another video, I couldn't find it, where Murray is like giving an introduction to the video, and then the video shown, because I think they use this in the academy to show I don't know how many paid attention, but to show other troopers that are, in their academy or the training academy, whatever they call it, this is how you can handle a traffic stop. You don't have to beat someone up. You don't have to drag them out, you don't have to drag them out of the car and beat them up. Well, without further ado, without me just talking more and more about it, let's just watch it. Let's watch the video of this traffic stop by Trooper Murray.
What's the date on that? I'll have to plead guilty if I gotta work, because I can't afford to take the day off, you goddamn asshole! Now just give me the goddamn thing, let me get out of here. I didn't do nothing wrong, and I know I did. Now let me get the fuck out of here. I ain't in no hurry, but I did want to get some pills for my dog. It's just about ready to get the fuck out of here, give me that.
Can I explain it to you, sir, so you'll know what you need to do?
I know what I do. You're ripping me off, and I didn't deserve it because I didn't do nothing wrong. You're probably sitting down parking lot driving right back and forth to get someone in the 40 miles of whatever the frig it is. I never saw the sign. I saw it 55, and I was doing 57. That's all I know. Now just give me the goddamn thing, and I'll look at the date. If I'm working, I'll pay the fucking fine because I can't afford to take a day off. And if I'm not working, I'll plead not guilty because I know fucking well I'm not guilty. There. Now, are you a state or local? Looks like you're a state trooper. Get back and pick up some more guys and run up the friggin' deficit on the working man. Just give me the damn thing, let me get out of here.
What I need you to do is sign the X so I can explain this to you.
There ain't no explaining. I got picked up for speeding before. You're guilty and you pay the fine and hope your insurance don't go up. And you try not to speed the next time. And that's what I've been trying to do for 4 or 5 years, and it's worked damn good until I run into you, you asshole.
Green copy's for your record, sir.
I don't, all right.
White copy needs to be mailed in within 20 days.
Okay.
Make sure you read the...
I can't read, and I put this stuff away. I get bills in the mail all the time. I don't even look at them. $7 glasses here. All right, just tell me what I do. Lincoln Court?
No.
Where?
Read the instructions here. This says you have 20 days to respond to this summons. Read the back of this hard copy. This will explain how you can have a trial if you want one. On the back, that'll explain it. Attaches an envelope. See? Put a stamp on that, you mail that in. They'll tell you what to do.
I can afford the stamp.
The fine's right here, sir. It's $137.50.
You're fucking crazy! I get it! You're fucking crazy! My wife took money out of her goddamn account where she's working to pay my fucking insurance so I wouldn't get picked up. You're fucking crazy!
If you don't pick this up, sir, I'm going to summon you for littering.
I'll pick the goddamn... 100... Are you fucking crazy? I wasn't even speeding, you goddamn asshole! $100 and some dollars? Jesus fucking Christ!
There's some more right there.
never find like that in my life, you goddamn asshole! You fucking asshole! Let me get the fuck out of your sight, you goddamn miserable fucking... Jesus Christ! I don't mind. I feel bad for the guys out of work, and I pay my goddamn state taxes. A good fucking bunch, too, let me tell you.
I'm giving you a warning on the failure to produce insurance. That's expired.
Didn't I give you another one?
No.
My wife told me it was expiring today. She went and paid her car share, and over the grace
Expired
of
on
her
the 10th.
heart...
Today's the 16th. That's 6 days ago.
The bill was due today, okay? Whatever the date on the bill due, I apparently have paid. Matter of fact, I'm sure I have a copy.
Do you want your license and registration?
Of course I do. Well, anyway, I can reduce the insurance. I probably got it here. Like I said, my wife, out of the grace of her heart, when I came home, that she had taken money out of her savings account because I'm fucking dead broke. Because the cost of living has gone up. My paycheck has gone down because we gave up double time on Sunday. Our insurance went up $20 a week 2 weeks ago, $20 to $40 a week. And that's what's happening in the last 8-10 years to the whole fucking country. They've shut down the industry. They've friggin' cut pay. Insurance has gone up. But there is hope, and I'm going to watch it tonight when Bill Clinton gives his acceptance speech, because there is hope if we can get this economy going again and start treating people fair and get assholes like you to do something decent instead of picking up some fucking innocent guy that was a speeding to begin with.
Bye.
So, there's how Trooper Murray handled a traffic stop. When somebody's cussing at him, yelling at him, screaming at him, ripping things out of his hands. Now, who do I respect more? Who do I think's more of a, well, I mean, I don't want to say tough guy, but who do I respect more? Big Danny Torres, the big man, running all around, screaming, yelling, cussing. Well, I forgot to mention that. He tells, Tyreek, I'll break that fucking window. When we tell you to do something, you do it. How many times have I heard that? Because we're tough men. You have to obey. We're gods. We are self-appointed living gods, and you are peons. You will obey our command. We are the masters. You are the servant. That's what guys like Danny Torres thinks. Well, Trooper Murray, I'm just going to do my job. Write the citation, send him on his way. He was speeding, give him a break on the no insurance. I respect Trooper Murray much more. I have no respect for big Officer Danny Torres. Trooper Murray, he understands people have a First Amendment right to tell the police what you think of them. Now, some people have accused me, I don't know where they got this from. Some people have accused me in all my Facebook videos and my YouTube videos and all the advice I've given that you should yell and scream and cuss out an officer. I have never have I said that. Never would I suggest you should act like the guy pulled over by Trooper Murray. Never have I said that. Never, not one time. But I will say, you can. You shouldn't, but you can. And there's nothing that they're supposed to be able to do about it. Although, yeah, they can tell you, well, get out of the car. And then if you don't get out in 8 seconds, big man, Danny Torres, well, he's going to show what a big tough man he is and drag you out. Oh, I almost forgot. So, back 2 episodes ago, in episode 21, when I first started talking about this issue about the police being able to order you out of a car, we talked about Pennsylvania versus Mims from 1977, which is the United States Supreme Court case that says it's not a Fourth Amendment violation for the police to order you out of a car. Now, there's more to that. Go back and watch my previous 2 Know Your Rights episodes. But this is in the dissent. There's 3 people in the dissent. I think this is with Justice Stevens. And he's saying exactly what I'm saying. And he says, nor is it universally true that a driver's interest in remaining in the car is negligible. A woman stopped at night may fear for her own safety. See, and that's what Pennsylvania versus Mims was about. And again, you got to go watch that episode for all this to make sense. But the big thing in Pennsylvania versus Mims was officer safety. Officer safety. They can order you out of the car because officer safety, because it's right there in the Bill of Rights. I'm sure some of you have looked this up since I made that video, a week or two ago. It's right there in the Bill of Rights, Amendment 10.1. It says none of this applies. None of your rights apply. You have no rights when officer safety comes up. So anyway, so what about our safety? And that's what Stephen says right here. A woman stopped at night may fear for her own safety. Oh, yeah, a lone woman being pulled over in a dark place by some cop. How many times have we seen cops rape women? Probably just as often as cops are probably just as likely to rape a woman as anyone in the general public who's not a cop. We just had another case here in Oklahoma. It was charged maybe 3 or 4 months ago up at that toll plaza where I always make my little videos on and put them on Facebook up in Craig County. Some cop raped a woman and she didn't even report it. My recollection is that his supervisor was going back and looking through his body cam, or Oklahoma Highway Patrol on a body cam. It's his dash cam, and figured out that the woman had been sexually assaulted because she was scared to report it. How many times can we imagine some woman's been raped by some cop and it never even gets reported because they're scared? A cop raped you. Who are you going to call? The police? So anyway, what about our safety? We're supposed to worry so much about the cop safety. What about our safety when we're dealing with some thug with a gun and a badge and a rifle and shotgun back in a 4-wheel drive, back in his car, who thinks he can, like Danny Torres, thinks he can do anything he wants to you. And when we tell you to do something, you do it. So if they tell some woman, take off your clothes, I'm going to have sex with you, you do it. Because I'm in charge. I'm Danny Torres. Anyway, so Justice Stevens got it right. A woman stopped for her at night, may fear for safety, and talks about some other people. Maybe an elderly person, somebody who's injured, doesn't want to get out of the car. And they say all these people, including the woman stopped at night that may fear for safety, these people may regard the police command as nothing more than an arrogant and unnecessary display of authority. That's a United States Supreme Court Justice. And he's exactly right. That's what it is. These commands, I'm the boss. Again, Danny Torres, I'm in charge here. You're going to do what I tell you to do. It's just an arrogant and unnecessary display of authority. I like police officers like Trooper Murray. He's not so worried about his power and his authority that he's going to beat someone up or drag them out of their car, because they're yelling and screaming about their traffic ticket. Anyway, I'm starting to repeat myself. My videos get too long anyway. I think that's all I had to say about this. As soon as I turn the camera off, I'm going to think, oh, there's something I forgot. Anyway, next time we're going to talk about something different. We're going to move on from this Tyreek Hill episode and this issue about dragging you out of the car. Again, go back and watch episode 21 and 22, and then watch this episode, and then it'll all make more sense. Anyway, that's it. Let's get out of here. But remember, if you have a police encounter, do not waive all of your sacred constitutional rights when having a police encounter. Always assert your rights when you have a police encounter. There's no reason not to. And if you don't know what they are, watch all my videos, especially the first video. You'll get it all from the first video. Anyway, let's get out of here. I've talked too much. Let's say goodnight, and we'll see you on the next episode of Know Your Rights.